All right, sprinters. Today we look at the numbers, the real numbers about sales that you probably don't know, but you will know in 10 minutes. And those numbers will make a huge difference because you will know exactly what's the number one driver of your sales, what to do with it, the three problems that we have and how exactly to solve them. And in the end, I show you how we track it. My team tracks every day the close loss in a very specific way. And I will show you how to track those. So let's go. Let's look at the numbers first. The numbers come from HubSpot annual report, Salesforce annual report, and the Strategy Sprints database of close loss and our service. Now, there is something that not many people know about, and it is that 40% of the deals are won, okay. 60% of the deals are lost, okay. But of those 60%, guess how many are lost to competition versus how many are lost to customer indecision? We have to understand customer indecision because the customer can always do nothing, which means being committed to the status quo, or they can be committed to change, but still not be able to decide. So if they're not committed to change, that's status quo. They are committed to their status quo, not to your solution, versus they are committed to your solution, but still are not able to take a decision because it's hard for them. Maybe you have to help them buy. You have to help them create the right situation so that they can decide. So let's have a look, because the numbers say something very clearly. Of those 60% lost deals, only 44% actually say, I don't want to change anything. It's not worth my time. No, this is not worth. This orange is not worth squeezing. The juice that I get out of this orange is not worth squeezing for me. Those are the 44%. Basically, what they are saying is, if I change nothing, everything is fine for me. Because we have two pains. Yeah? You remember, there is the pain of same and there is the pain of change. So for them, the pain of same is better than the pain of change. You will never win those guys. As soon as you see this slight signal in there, mark it as a close lost and move on, okay? You might come back 60 days later, 90 days later, but just move on. They don't want to change. So they don't want your solution. But then there are other 56%. And I want to look at those 56% because they have committed to change. They now are aware that their situation is not the best, that they're letting opportunities on the table, that they can progress with your solution. But still, 56% of them do not buy from you. And so that's a huge potential. Let's look at those. Because there are only three reasons why they don't buy from you. And they're all related to how can we reduce the risk for their decision. First problem is, I didn't do enough homework yet. So I have a lack of knowledge. I don't trust you to be the expert because I don't need knowledge actually if I trust you, the expert. But I see you as a salesperson, not as an expert. You're somebody who wants to sell me something, so I don't trust you. And if that's the case, I have a lack of knowledge. What if I picked the wrong option, the wrong package? What else could I do? And so with this lack of knowledge, even if I am committed to change, I say, yes, your solution is amazing. I want to go with you. But still, I have to do more homework. I'm not sure about the options that you have. So one thing, the more options you have, the more problems you create. And also, how can you teach them? How can you show them what the options are? You have to increase their knowledge level, otherwise they will feel they're not ready to decide. Second problem is, what if I didn't pick the right thing? What if I pick the wrong option and I can't change it? So what if I go with you for a 2 years SEP contract, but then something changes? So what if I pick the wrong option right now and then it's my fault and I will be holding the bag? Third problem, of course, I'm talking from the buyer's perspective. Third problem is not having enough assurance. So what if I don't get the results out of this? And that is lack of results assurance. So what can you do? First, of course, think, how can we help them buy? How can we help them? They increase their knowledge, increase their confidence in taking the decision during the sales process. How can we help them pick the right options or reduce options so that they don't have all this confusion around the options? And third, how can we help them with the assurance of the results so that they actually know what happens when and what are the quality controls in place so that if things go sideways, there is a mechanism for that. What is your mechanism if things go sideways? Because things can go sideways. So what is your mechanism? What are the control loops? What are the quality control mechanisms? What are the processes in place if things go sideways that they can be assured that the results that they want will still be there? So these are the three main problems. Now, what's the solution? The solution is simple. You start tracking your close losts in a very specific way. So when you mark it down, close lost, you give yourself a couple options. And the first option is they were a bad fit. Because if they don't qualify to work with you, then they are a bad fit, you're wasting your time. Second option is the deal was lost because they were a good fit, but they were committed to the status quo. So they are those 45% above that you cannot win. And then the third option is they were a good fit and they were committed to change, but indecision happened. They didn't decide because of one of those three reasons. They were committed, but they didn't decide. So these are the three reasons. And the first step is that you start tracking them, actually. Let me show you how you can track them. Whatever your CRM is, right? We use Pipedrive, but there are many, many, many good CRMs, and you can even do it with a spreadsheet. So in Pipedrive, we go to company settings, and I'm not paid by Pipedrive to set it. It's just, it works for us. We go to company settings and then lost reasons, and then we insert our lost reasons, which is, we click predefined lost reasons, and this is the manual insertion of your reasons. And if you want, you can copy ours. We have three reasons. First reason is a bad fit, just the wrong person. Can happen even if you have great systems in place to filter them out, can still happen. Then they're a good fit, but they're committed to the status quo. Basically, for them, the juice is not worth the squeeze, or in a more technical term, they don't see the value-price relation for them. Okay? So I see many times in a CRM, people having budgetary reason. There is no budgetary reason. Because price or budget is always in relation to value. So don't let them click. Do not allow, if you are a sales leader, do not allow any other close lost reason than those three things, because otherwise you will not learn. And if they say, well, the price was too high, the price is never too high or too low. The price is only in relation to the perceived value. So if they don't see the perceived value / price, so the perceived value to price, then they are either committed to the status quo, then they are a good fit but committed to status quo, or they are committed to change, but they didn't decide. They didn't pick the last decision because of either lack of knowledge or lack of result assurance, or they were not sure which options to pick. And this is where we need to help them by. Hope this helps, and you start tracking and learning from your close losts, because if we do that, we'll have a few close losts and you will win more deals. So let's go close some deals. Keep rolling. What if your business would run well even when you are on vacation? Discover how 1,600 business owners have regained their freedom using the Strategy Sprints blueprints. How they enjoy living their dream and watching their business scale. Get the exact checklists they use to go from stressed to fulfilled using the Strategy Sprints method. Order your copy of Strategy Sprints 12 Ways to Accelerate Growth for an Agile Business on Amazon today. And if you love it, leave us a review. For more information, head over to strategysprints.com.